communicate with me, all right? But if I cannot meet the deadline, again, it goes back to contact me. I will work with you in every way that I can. Next page, can I register an academic internship more than one semester? No, you're only taking that one time. Again, you take 10 internships if you want. I think that'd be great. But only one of them will count for credit. You can't retake it. How do I locate potential employers? First, Axiom Mentor. Second, and I will demo Axiom Mentor for you after the break. Second is Tiger Link, and you can go on Indeed, H Careers, all these sites. There's a lot of internship sites out there. You just need to run it by. Okay. How do I approach an organization about an internship with them? We're doing a lot of that stuff now with professional development, where helping you get ready with regards to your written communications, your cover letters, resumes. That's what we're doing all this work for right now, is to help prepare you for that. So we're already doing most of that. What if I don't have a cover letter or resume? That's not, you are doing it. You're doing the resume in this class. Which, by the way, making sure your resumes are tight enough. There's sample resumes in the course shell, which you should have. Utilizing that, there's a lot of resources there. There's really no excuse. A lot of the resumes were sent to Career Services. Have any of you sent them and have them sent? A lot of them are getting sent back because they're not what we talk about in class here. So go back. The videos are on resumes are online. Just rewatch it if you need to. But we need to make sure that we have a quality resume in the Kemmons Wilson resume book. That's how you're going to be receiving your credit for this class. Next page, eligibility criteria. All candidates for 4 and 11 have you have to at least have 45 credit hours done, completed with credit C- or higher, completed 3rd and 11. Again, students are taking, we're moving that to sophomore year, so everyone's taking it with a passing grade. You have to successfully complete the Tiger Talent Ready Professional Development. Now, if you look at the syllabus this week, of course, Ms. Flohr was not here today. Should be here after the break, but after the next, she's completing the fourth of a 4-part series for professional development. You will receive that at that point. And then your resume has to be in the KWS resume quote. Next is completed student registration and profile in Axiom Mentor, which again, I'll be demoing that after the break for everyone. You sign both the internship statement of responsibility and the KWS Code of Conduct, which is in 3rd and which we'll get to later in the term, and complete the 4 and 11 internship approval form, which are going to come to me. I sign off on it, and then you take it to Ms. Callahan, and you're your permit for that class. Moving on to page 10, the internship process. Again, meeting the eligibility criteria, completed this class, complete student registration and Axiom Mentor. Look on both Axiom Mentor and Tiger Link for internships. You can also look on Indeed, or you can look at a current employer that you have. If they're all offering an internship, which may meet the criteria, just let me know about it. Once the decision is made, you submit the required documents, resume, cover letter, references to each employer. Now, a big misconception, I can't set you up with an internship. Marta Lopez Flohr cannot set you up with an internship. We can't snap our fingers and that Peabody take you as an intern. You have to apply for the job. It's like applying for a job, all right? That's a huge misconception that we've had in the past as students. Well, I need you to give me you give me this intern. I don't get anyone internships, okay? That's your job to do that. So making sure, that's why we start this process now, so we're get the ball rolling, so you have a look out and know that this is a major part of your college curriculum. If there's a potential employer that you'd like to interview with but it's not approved in Axiom Mentor, just let me know. Complete job interviews, so you're going to go through the entire process. That's going to be a resume, cover letter, their application process. You have to go through all of that, all right? It may or may not include a drug test. That's between you and the employer. I am not between I am not involved with that in any way, shape, or form. Now it's important that they provide you with an offer letter for the internship or a job description of what you're going to be doing. You need that before I sign off on the internship. That's a prerequisite. And you complete the HPRN 4911 forms through me and take it to Ms. Callahan. And then you're registered, you're in HPRN 4911. You'll have access to the course shell at that point. If it's within the time frame that course shell is up, it's already up and running. That way you're able to go on there. Again, you're not confined to the 12 to 14 weeks, whatever a semester is. You can start the internship before, that's fine. You can start it after, that's fine. I've had students, doing internships in fall, but they take the class in the spring. How can they do that? Because they know all the expectations of the class, and they're saving all that stuff up, all right? Then when they get into the spring, what do? Get in the course shell, just upload everything. And then they only have to go to the presentation at the end. That's it, all right? So, that's why we do everything the way we're doing it. Next thing we have is an HPRM internship approval form. This is what you'll be presenting to me when you have your internship. I sign off on that and send it back. Page 13, we're looking at approved KWS internships on Axiom Mentor. Again, the demo for that will be provided both here in person and online after the break. Career Services, they have oversight of the Tiger Link. Have any of you been on Tiger Link? Okay, that's Career Services site. We did, actually I went and lobbied for Axiom Mentor a year ago because it was very difficult to filter internships that were approved for academic credit. It was a very difficult process. So that's why I'm doing it at the school level now. So again, everything on that site is approved. You don't even have to, I'm gonna have to sign off on it, of course, but know that everything on there is approved. Everything outside of that site, not approved. Not saying it can't be though. Moving on, internship student, intern statement of responsibility, page 14. Basically, your knowledge that you received the KWS handbook. I'm actually gonna print these off, and I'll do this after the break, so you understand that you have received it. You know the policies, procedures, and timeline and process for obtaining an internship. All right. I want to make sure that everyone has a crystal clear understanding of what the expectation is. Next page, code of conduct. These are just basics of things that we're going over in the professional development side, making sure that that you're doing this when you're applying with employers. Always submit resumes for companies and internships which you have a genuine interest. They call that a good faith. If you go on something, you're not applying for things you don't want. Just apply for it. People do that when they're on unemployment and they need to apply for 3 jobs. They're not, in order to get their check, they have to keep applying, but they don't want to, might not necessarily want to work for this company. These internship providers are relationships that we've worked, from our standpoint for a long time. So you can't just apply in bad faith, as they call it. So if you want a job, go for it. But if you don't, you're just sending it off to, don't do that. Okay, don't waste their time. I want them wasting your time because it wastes everybody's time, and it's not very good. It's important to do company research when as we talked about, when you're doing your cover letter and your resume, tailor your resume for the position that you're going for. Research the company. It's very easy to do that market research now and that company research. It's so easy nowadays. So just take the time to do that. Disclosure of information. Basically, don't fudge your resume or your experience. It's egg on everyone's face. Interview protocol. Interview genuinely. In other words, don't waste people's time if you don't want a job. Also, it's important communication. Nothing, absolutely nothing upsets us more than if we set you up with an interview with somebody, no call, no show, or pull something like that, or you that's amateur stuff. Don't do that, okay? At least get the common courtesy of communicating with employers if you're not going to either accept a job or go for an interview. Do one of the two, okay? Offer management, don't keep employers hanging. hanging. And on the flip side of that coin, we ask them to do the same to you. We have very strict criteria for the timeline for making you offer letters for your internship. We don't want you going into winter break not knowing if you have something for the spring. That's unfair to you. So we make sure with the employers that we work with that they know this is the time frame when you should be interviewing. This is when you should be making offer letters. Okay? We don't want it to be dragging out into January. That shouldn't happen that way. So, but also on the flip side of that is you need to be upfront with them too. And if they make you an offer letter, how many of you ever had an offer where you had 2 job offers at the same time? Okay, that's when you're interviewing in the market, that's how it is a lot of times, and sometimes there's a strategy to that, but for the most part, you don't leave them hanging, and you communicate with them if you are going to accept the job or if you're not. Okay, as a matter of the term of bird in hand, that's exactly how it is here. Okay, especially with internships. If you pass up on an internship waiting for this dream internship, and that dream internship doesn't happen, you're going to be watching graduation from the corporate box seats.
Cool.
Accept an internship in good faith. When you accept the offer letter, you need to honor that, okay? You can't start then you had this internship come in later on and, I'm gonna drop this and go here. First off, it doesn't look good. To your employer, people remember that stuff.